in this Old Testament book of Daniel's, in order to understand Daniel, you have to understand that it's a book about visions and dreams. Not just about the changing of the guards of the kings, not just about the capture in the second chapter of Daniel, not just about the capture of Jerusalem. It's not just about King Nebuchadnezzar and his creed, but it's about the ability to see things that other people can't see because you're close to God. It's about visions, and it's about dreams. In fact of the matter, the people that we call Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that wasn't even their name. That was their name that the king gave them in their captivity. Let's just, if it's okay with your president, you may be seated. And it parallels to us the cycles of our present day that I hope to be able to show you in a moment. That there is nothing new under the sun. Nebuchadnezzar has gotten troubled now. And he's about to kill up a whole bunch of folk. Because he can't understand why he is no match against God. Is there anybody here that has not figured out yet your arms are too short to box with God? You don't have enough skills to be able to tackle God. And so everything that he did to try to hinder their praise made them greater praisers. And I want you to hear this morning, because some of you are going through stuff and it looks like an opposition. But it's really a reconnecting of a new position. The king says, now that I have you boys over here, I'm going to put you on a special diet so you can eat our food. And the boy said, King, just give us 10 days. We're going to eat what we've been eating. Salad, lettuce, tomatoes, Subway sandwiches. And if at the end of the 10 days you see us scrawny and you see us malnutritioned and you see us out of it, if at the end of those 10 days we'll sit down with you. The king said, oh, I got them now. Because they can't survive unless they eat some chitlins and greens and candied yams and mashed potatoes, all the stuff I would like to eat about 1:30. And after 10 days, he came back. And he found the boys in better shape than they're in. Yeah. So Daniel says, take me to the king. And he went, and he says in this 21st verse, which if you look real close, you may even see yourself as God speaks in this vision to Daniel. And one thing that I like about the fact that anytime, watch watch this, there is an interpreter. You have to trust that interpreter. You go somewhere to Japan or some other country and you don't know their language at all. I'm dependent upon you being correct with what you telling me he said. Are you with me? There has to be some kind of trust that I have in you. I got you interpreting for me. I have asked you to ask him, man, what color is the sky? And he come back to me and said, the sky is yellow today. Now, I don't know exactly what that interpreter told him. And not only am I messed up behind that, I don't know what he told the interpreter. So when anybody is interpreting for you, you have to have a trust in the interpretation. Because if I'm a bad interpreter, I'm going to tell you what I want you to hear. She may not have said what I said she said at all. But it was the interpretation. He, the king, Nebuchadnezzar, says, I tell you what, Daniel. Daniel said, man, if you just give us a little more time. And king, if you just give me a little more time, I'll be able to tell you what that dream was all about. Daniel says here in the 21st verse, the 2nd chapter, and he changed the times and the seasons. I want to talk this morning about when change don't change.
All right, brother, right.
When change don't change. In a few days, I am reminded of our country in the year of 2000. It was New Year's Eve night. And they told us we were running out of numbers. Anybody remember that? Mm-hmm. They said the world was going to come to an end. And all of our numerical system was going to flop. Yeah. Computers were supposed to crash. Right. Our numerical system was supposed to demolish itself because we didn't know how to count no more numbers. Right. But I got messed up, Pastor, when about 10 o'clock, I'm watching the news in Venezuela and it's already 12 o'clock. Come on. You know we do have 4 time zones. Yeah. And the other world had already celebrated New Year's. Ain't nothing happened yet. All right. And here we are waiting on 12 o'clock to make a drastic change of our life. But all of a sudden, when we got to 12:01, change didn't change. Come on. We're going through the same thing on Tuesday. Where if you look at this lesson, it talks about a man with his friends. I see Obama in this scripture. I see Clinton and I see Trump. And we are looking for a change, but we're looking for change in the wrong place. Let me just be straight out with you. I won't shout you this morning. Ain't nothing going to change us Tuesday. You're going to go back to the same job Wednesday you had. Come on now. Your children are going back to the same schools that they went to. Yes, sir. And eventually, gradually, there may be some differences, but God is going to make a change for the better. Now, the irony is that all we can see is the worst. because God is not allowing us to see the best.
Right.
These are derelict times for us. I told someone the other day I was listening to Steve Harvey, and it was not The Family Feud, but it was one of his shows, and he said that he was in Africa. And you may have heard the interview. He said that Africans are laughing at us. And we have taken the presidency and we have minimized it, and it will never be as royal as it was. I've never in my 62 years heard people when they say voting, I'm voting on him because I don't want her, and I'm voting on her because I don't want him. So the bottom line is you don't want neither one of them. But you got to make a choice. The text says here that, and he changes the times. I don't have the ability to change the time. Women, all last month, you have been talking about this is your season. And I'm simply piggybacking on the thing that you had, because your season for what? You see, seasons are not changeable, but you can change the place of your life in the season. See, I don't think there are any of us rich enough, but do you know that there's some people that live in California in the summer and got another house somewhere else? Oh yeah, you know people can't afford to do that, don't you? And if they live in Chicago, they'll leave Chicago during the winter because they got a penthouse somewhere else. And so therefore they move around to evade the harshness of the seasons. But you may be able to generate a change of the season, but God will never allow us to control the weather. Are you with me? So you have the ability to say, this is the season that I'm going to change. And the only way you can change the season is with some preparation. If you're a farmer and you don't expect no good crop, just don't do no sowing, no seeds. And when it comes harvest time, you won't have to worry about anything because you haven't planted any seeds. That alone gives us the ability to understand I do have some control over my seasons. You got a season you tired of being broke, then start saving your money. If you have a season that you're tired of being sick, then start taking your medicine. If you have a season that you're going through that becomes difficult, don't just look at it and say, I can't do anything. I can change my seasons. You had a season where they punched on you like you were a punching bag. Come on. Where every low-down thing came your way, you can proclaim this morning, holy, that season is over. You know what? It throws folk off around you. Because when you declare a season and the folk who've been messing with you don't know you got a new season, when they come to you, your new season has presented a new person. So the stuff that I put up with you in that other season, I'm not putting up with it no more. I used to give you my car keys in that season. You can't have my car no more now. I used to allow you to do some things in that season that it seemed to be all right, but this is not the season now. And so therefore, it said, Daniel said, and he changed the time. Who told us about daylight saving time? Let me find it in the Bible. Oh, it's not there. All right. Are you sure? Let me look again. I don't see it, really. I looked it up, y'all, and this is supposed to be an economical thing. To where you get more sunlight on one end and the other. And actually, this is to help the electric companies and people of that nature. But did you know that all states do not celebrate daylight savings time? This is something that we started. This was a us thing. But even in your change, let me tell you what I decided to do. And in fact, I started to bring it out here today. I decided this morning that when y'all change y'all clocks, I'm not going to change mine. I'm going to leave whatever time it was last night, I'm going to leave it just the way it was. Now, y'all can change your clocks all you want to, but I'm going to keep the old time. So tomorrow, I'm going to be an hour late to work. Are you with me? Because I'm not changing the time. You can do whatever you want to with this new daylight saving time, but I'm not changing. I'm going to keep it being the same, and let's see how long will I survive. Not very long, because we are in unison with the change, but Daniel says here to us, look, man, I can't change the times, but I know who can. Oh, when you look at this marvelous text, it gives us three things to harbor our spirits on. First of all, it allows us to know that God removes kings.
All right.
Now, this is where our biblical part of our political side comes in. Watch this. God changes, removes kings. You see that? And setteth up kings. Y'all, this is a vote. This is a voting year for them. This is a changing of. Obama is considered metaphorically as the king. You got me? And in a few days, he's not going to be king anymore. All right? He said he's not going to just remove a king, but he's going to set up somebody. And in the interim of and he giveth wisdom unto the wise.
Right.
You know why some folk ain't got no good sense? It's because God has not given them wisdom.
All right.
I mean, I know folk with 4 or 5 degrees that can't tie their shoes up.
All right.
But when God gives you wisdom, then wisdom is, you see, knowledge is just known. Wisdom is applied known. And so it bothers me when I know how to do right, but I won't do right.
All right.
I ain't talking about bother you. It bothers me when I know what's good, but I won't do good. It ought to mess you up when you know what's left, but you keep going right. When we have the ability to understand that God gives us wisdom. Wisdom does not come from your colleges. It does not come from your studying and your degree. It comes from, there are some stupid Christians that have all of the knowledge, but no wisdom. Knowledge will tell you that that's your woman. But wisdom will tell you the truth right. Knowledge will tell you that those are my children. But wisdom will tell you to provide for them. Knowledge will tell you that I have an obligation. But wisdom will make you fulfill the obligation. Knowledge will tell you that I got head sense. But wisdom will tell you I got heart sense. And not only do I know, but I care. Folk don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. Daniel says here that in changing of the guard, there will be some changes take place. But change broke. It was trying to get from AD to BC. It was trying to get from AM to PM. It was trying see it every day of your life. Benny, this morning I pulled my rocks out. And I didn't pull them out for you, I pulled them out for me. Y'all know about Benny Rocks, don't you? Most of the men and ladies, y'all need to catch over there. This is power. Benny taught us that if you need to remind yourself of who you are, he gave us 3 rocks. 3 of them. Beautiful. And every morning, well, I start to do it this morning, don't do it every morning. But when I really want God to get the best out of me, I put the rocks in my left pocket. All right. And every time I do something, am I doing it right there? And every time I achieve a goal for God, I take one of them out.
Put it in the right pocket.
And put it in the right pocket.
All right, all right.
Now, at the end of the day, if I still got them both in my left pocket, y'all walk with me now. I haven't been too holy that day.
All right.
That's some stuff that I should have done. I didn't do it that day. But at the end of the day, when I reach in my left pocket and find out that all of my nuggets are in the right pocket, it has become a reminder to me. I just walk around and feel my jeans and feel, I got to do something good now.
All right. Yeah. All right.
So in reminding us of who God is, understand that even though we are in a change of a political campaign, a change in the president of the United States, until God changes, and he does not.
Come on. All right.
I am the Lord thy God. Yeah. I change not. There's some folk who used to just love you. Now they can't stand you. I don't know who they are. But sometimes you have to ask yourself, who changed? I preached this at David's mother's funeral. Who changed? I can count the people who said, Pastor, I'm with you. I'm never leaving this church.
Right.
And if I had had a comment for every funeral I did, y'all would have to get a bigger building. I'm coming back, Reverend. I love the way you preach. I just hush. If you had a dime for everybody that you had blessed, there would be a change in your life.
Yes.
Well, Daniel says, I don't have the ability to change, but I know God changes the times and he changes the seasons.
Yes, it does.
All I'm saying this morning, church, is that you have clout, use it.
Yes.
Nebuchadnezzar, King Hezekiah, was visited by the prophet Elijah. And God sent him to tell him, man, you're going to die. And as the prophet was leaving, Hezekiah put his face to the wall. And he began to cry and ask the Lord. And the prophet was leaving. They weren't even in the same room. You know, God can talk to us and we're not together, don't you? And he said, go back in there and tell Hezekiah I'm giving him 15 more years. I tell you, you got some favor with God.
Yes.
If you're tired of the season that you're in, quit complaining about it and do something about it. If you're tired of it being cold, then move to a warm spot in your life. You don't have to be in a blizzard without an overcoat, because God will allow you to change the season. If you have been in a season of doubt, then turn that season to a season of trust. Let me tell you, it's nothing wrong with you understanding that you have to be re-energized sometimes.
That's right, brother. That's right.
Because he gives power to the faint and them that have no faith. He increases their strength. Every now and then your battery will get low. Every now and then it seems like you'll get even white. In fact, if the very last part of that scripture tells us that, and I know thee and praise thee, O God, for my Father, whom had given me wisdom and might, and have made known unto me the desires of. The only reason you know what God says, because Big Mama says, just have a little talk with Jesus.
Yes.
tell him about all of your struggles. He'll hear our fainted cry. And he'll have some by and by. So as I close this morning, I really want you to understand that time is filled with swift transition. I want you to understand that time is an impatient person. It doesn't wait on any man.
Yeah.
You stand there and hold time up if you want to, but time is marching on.
Yeah.
Time is elusive. It gets away from you and it will not return again.
Yes, sir.
But the good news this morning, church, that I have a God that can change my seasons. And I'm glad about that, church, because when I'm down and out, I need a season changing God. Hello, somebody this morning. God is able. When change, don't change. You see people who say, I'm saved now. I'm sanctified now. I don't do what I used to do now. But it don't look like change and made no change. You're still going to places you used to go. You're still hanging out with the folk you used to hang out with. Where is the change? When God changes your life, it is an absolute change. God don't do no halfway change. Is there any women here that have ever been halfway pregnant? Is there such a thing as being halfway pregnant? God change is complete. And I want you to know that after Tuesday, watch God work. Now, it's not going to take place immediately. A lot of people think, I don't know how many times I've been in the hospital with people who have been called in and the family have been called in, and they say, in fact, just this week actually, last week, and they say, we're pulling the plug. And a lot of people think that when you pull the plug, you're gone. That's not the way it works. You can pull all the plugs you want to. But until the Holy Spirit comes in and takes the breath away from you, you're not going nowhere. When my daddy died, I did the same thing in 2000. I went to Baylor Hospital, and Sunday morning they said, pull the plug. And I stood there, just waiting. And I'm thinking I was going to see a drastic change, and death was walking in, and either death was already there. Somebody talk to me this morning. Or either death came, as God says, a thief in the night. Just like pulling the plug on our presidency, it's not going to take place all at once. And what you're going to find, watch this. God is going to make a unity out of both Republic and Democrat. I heard a fellow say on CNN the other day, he said when Obama got in office, they didn't never have to meet that much nowhere because they didn't have anything to vote on. Republic and Democrat are going to have to come. It doesn't matter who the president is. They're going to have to come together for the unity of this United States. Trump won't be able to do the stuff he's talking about. Y'all quit worrying about that. As radical as he sounds, once he gets in president, he works for us. Y'all didn't catch it, did you? You don't work for him, he works for us. And when you get God, I see God unifying, and you have never seen a unity of our cabinets as you're about to see now. God is going to take some change, and he's going to make some changes. I hope you receive that this morning. Father, this morning,